Homing bracket!
What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is, of course, a double-header review. That's right, talking about two 2021 films, and they just so happen to both be on Netflix. That's right, I'm a bit behind in terms of reviews, guys, and I do apologize about that, but I'm very excited to be giving you guys this video. I'll first be talking about The Guilty, then I'll be talking about Passing. Obviously, this will be a non-spoiler review for both. Quickly be talking about both movies. Obviously, I don't like spoilers, so I'm not going to be giving you guys any spoilers. But anyways, guys, enough exposition. Let's get started. So the first movie I'll be talking about, obviously, as I mentioned, is The Guilty. This is a remake of a foreign film that came out, I believe it was 2018, and I saw beginning of 2020, ironically, right as the pandemic began. I watched this movie finally on Hulu, and I thought that was rock solid. You can even check my review out on Letterboxd. I thought it was rock solid, but I said that the one thing about the original is that I'm probably not going to rewatch it. It seems like a one-and-done type movie, and I had no idea that it was being remade. I had no clue, because it didn't feel like a movie that Americans would remake. But lo and behold, I see on Netflix that there's a trailer for The Guilty, and it stars Jake Gyllenhaal, and I'm like, did they remake that? Huh? And then I saw that it came out, and I was like, you know what? Fine, screw it. I'll watch it. I want to obviously rank Anton Fuqua's filmography, so I better watch it. And I have to say this. This is really going to be a simple review for The Guilty. If you've seen the original, there's no point in watching the American remake. There's no point at all, other than if you like Jake Gyllenhaal the way I do, it's like, okay, watch it for his performance. Besides that, there's really nothing to differentiate between the two. This is definitely a movie that stays heavily in line with the original. And again, if you are someone that's seen the original, I would say avoid this remake, honestly. But if you're someone that hasn't seen the original and you prefer dubs over subs, then I would say you'll probably get a lot more out of this remake, because again, those surprises, those twists and turns, those are things that honestly you won't see coming, because again, you haven't seen the original. But if you've seen the original, you've seen all those stuff before, and all you're really getting out is competent filmmaking, along with obviously a great performance by Jake Gyllenhaal. But that's about it. Honestly, this is a movie that's very vapid. It's left my mind. The original also is a one-and-done experience, but that one I got a lot more out of, I guess because I was surprised. But again, The Guilty, it's not a bad movie. It's serviceable for sure. But, you know, serviceable doesn't exactly get it. Great review from me. I'll be giving personally The Guilty a 2.5 out of 5-star rating. So, no hot sauce rating. Honestly, I would give it a 2 out of 5, but Jake Gyllenhaal and Anton Fuqua's directing, it's good stuff. But, yeah, so that's my thoughts on The Guilty. Next up, let's talk about Passing. So Passing was a movie that also I had no clue was coming out. But once I read up a little bit, seeing that it was directed by Rebecca Hall, who I really like as an actress, it got me curious. And I have to say that the movie takes place during the 1920s, which honestly is perfect that this movie is black and white. But not only is it 1920s, but it's dealing with two friends that are women and their friendship, as it's, you know, obviously terminated over the years, where it's like they haven't really talked with each other, but now they're getting back to knowing each other, and, you know, things are kind of getting tense, so to speak. And I think that this is a movie that, honestly, I really appreciated more for the filmmaking and the acting, per se, than the actual story. The story is good. I'm not going to sit here and say the story is bad. It's not. But I do think that there are issues with the story in that it feels very skeletal. It doesn't really feel like it's fully fleshed out, which I feel like is a detriment to this movie, because it's dealing with themes and messages that should be. It should be fully fleshed out, and it should be the type of situation where you take a lot home in terms of obviously the story and the plot. But unfortunately, you don't. What you take away from this movie is great filmmaking and great performances. There's no denying the performances. They are excellent. They do a really good job. There's a lot of visual storytelling in this movie, which obviously means that the acting has to do a lot of heavy lifting with the facial expressions and the tics. And the acting is definitely up for the task. I think that the acting is really good stuff. It's got meticulous production design, meticulous costume design. Very much so feels like you're in the 1920s and immerses you in the time period. And again, the black and white cinematography, oh my goodness, it is incredible. Especially that final shot, my goodness. I don't know if they did that with miniatures. I don't know if that was, you know, two shots combined, you know, combining like a miniature along with actual stuff from that place. But my goodness, it's great stuff. Honestly, I can definitely see this picking up an Oscar nomination for cinematography. It's that great. The score is very jazzy, definitely fitting for the setting. But again, I just felt like this movie was something that should have been more emotional. This should have been a movie that you take a lot home from, but instead it's a movie that it's more, I don't want to say style over substance, but I would dare say that it almost feels like that. It's a movie that, again, it's dealing with thorny themes and messages that should challenge audiences, but unfortunately it doesn't. Now, again, this could be because Rebecca Hall is a first-time director, and honestly, I can definitely understand that. But I just wish that there was more to this movie than obviously really good filmmaking and acting. But again, as a first-time movie from a director, this is good stuff. I mean, this is a movie that I wanted to like more. I wanted to appreciate even more so from a, cerebral perspective. But I still liked it. I would still recommend Passing, and that's why Passing, I'll be giving a 3.25 out of 5-star rating, which, if there's like a hot sauce rating, it's the good old Frank's hot sauce. So yeah, definitely a movie I would recommend. I would say check it out. Again, both of these movies are on Netflix, so check them out. But also, if you've seen these movies already, let me know your thoughts down below. Did you like The Guilty? Did you like Passing? Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, hopefully subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.